Hey guys and gals, let's start another project. Today it is the Scrapyard by Lego City. This is set number 60472, contains 871 bricks, retails for $79.99, and this set was provided by the Lego Group for further review. Thank you, Lego. And as you can tell, we got a lot of stuff going on here. And this video will be indexed as build preview and all that stuff, because we're just getting a preview of what we're going to be building today. And from what I can tell, it looks like this is going to be a modular build. There's 8 bags in total. So it looks like the first 3 models are just a few accessories. So we have the cars, and looks like this is some kind of a lift, maybe to crush, we don't know. And then we have the crane. Now this is broken down in such a way that I don't know how I'm going to break this down. I could do these 3 building guides first. And depends on how long this one is, because I don't know if I mean, it's got 8 bags. Do I want to split it up into halves, or do I want to do a third? Because I could just do these and then put this in the review together. All right, but you're talking at least probably 500-600 pieces here alone. So I could do this and the review. Okay, so do these first. But it looks like we can go up to 5 builders. And then here's the stickers. And let me put the stickers over here by the recorder. And in addition to that, 6x14 and an 8x16 flat tile that's high glossed. And that's pretty much what we're going to be doing with today. And of course the 8 bags of bricks. And let me find a place to put those where they won't cause any problems. And yeah. And so we're going to start with the first one, which would be a car. And before we really get started here, let me readjust the camera for you, because I want to bring this closer, because I know some of these have been kind of far down and all that stuff. Now I can't go any closer because I've already bottomed out, but that's still too much. And you know, why don't I use the zoom on the camera? I think this one, I don't know, it's every time I use the zoom on it, it loses resolution, and I'm trying to keep these as razor sharp as I can for you. So I try not to do that. Okay. And let me get focused on that there. And I think this is going to be a build. Now, today is the 25th of December, 2024, which is Christmas Day. Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah, everyone. And yeah. Well, let's begin. Let's build it. We're going to start with bag 1. And I hope everybody had a good Christmas. I did. This is the first Christmas I've had without my dad in my life, which is kind of sad. And yeah, so I did get some nice cool stuff for Christmas. We'll talk about that here in a bit. Let's see how the build's broken down. Of course, you can build it your way, which is kind of cool. Lego's going to start doing away with building guides eventually. As long as they're PDFs, I'm fine. It's not that goofy 3D app. Alright, and I got stuff rolling around in here. Alright, so we're going to do our minifigure first, and make sure I'm still recording here. Memory cards are almost filled up, so I have to kind of step on it here a little bit, because I got to clean some stuff off. Now this set does come with a brick separator, which is really cool. All right. And the whole goal about these videos is to see how the build goes. Can it be, is it a collaborative build? Can we build with a buddy? We don't know. Uh-oh, is this scratched? I don't know if that's going to show up or not. I don't, wait a minute, this set's got a lot of black parts in there. Right in the middle. Even I can see it in the viewfinder right there. It's already at a 9 Lego. I like to do perfect 10 sets, but I can't. We got some transparent bricks. Bricks I'm not worried about so much, but that just makes the set feel like it's used and cheap. But the whole goal about this build is to see how the set's packed, for one. And two, is see how well the build goes. Is it something we can build with a family member, or is it something we can build, only have to build solo? And my goal is to see if that is the case. And obviously, she's got her safety gear on, her safety gloves. Single-sided head, not too bad. And then, so she's obviously ready to chop up the cars, and how I know that is she's got herself probably a metal saw to cut the valuable stuff off. She's probably cutting off all the catalytic converters off the bottom. There we go, and that's the figure there. And then now we'll start this, which is a vehicle. So you get vehicles with this set. Now, honestly, I wasn't going to be filming today because it is Christmas Day, but you know, my Christmas was pretty good for the most part. We had a ham dinner last night with mashed potatoes, stuffing. I believe we had fruit salad, vegetable salad. We had a bunch of stuff just for the 4 of us. And it was my sister, myself, my mom, and my sister, my nephew, my mom, and myself. There we go. And that's pretty much who it was. It was kind of weird without my dad there. So it was kind of a little bit hard. It was kind of lonely, but you know, we managed. And we thought, okay, we're going to open up gifts that night. So we, you know, we have a tree set up, and the couch is facing away from the tree. I was telling my mom, so why don't we just pick up the couch and turn it around? So my nephew and I, we just took the couch and rotated it towards the tree. I said, now we have plenty, everybody's got a place to sit. So we did that. We opened up gifts, and that was it. All that hard work was done in a matter of probably 35, 40 minutes. And yeah, it was pretty fun. And today's Christmas Day, and my nephew's got to work today on Christmas Day, but I was like, it's double time, so be thankful for that. And yeah, and my mom's taking a nap, which is cool, and make sure she's okay. And then what am I doing? Lego stuff. It's either that or do house chores. And it was foggy and cold this morning, and now the sun's finally coming out, so, which is usually a typical Christmas out here. But yeah, I had a great Christmas, and not the best, no drama, but just not my dad around. It was just kind of a little difficult for me to kind of comprehend, because I couldn't wish him a Merry Christmas. I didn't hear him say, you know, Merry Christmas to me. I hope I liked all my gifts, that kind of thing. But he's still here in spirit, so that's cool. And then that kind of thing. So what did I get for Christmas? I got some knickknacks. I got 2 poly bags and some of those plastic Lego containers with the little plastic heads that you'd put your parts in. I'm going to probably use those for my minifigure parts because it'd be more suiting. And I got some, and don't laugh, Pokemon plushies. I got a Charmander, and what's the other guy's name? A Squirtle. Could just bring them over here and show them to you, huh? And I got these guys right here. Yeah, you're never too old to have plushies, and yes, I actually do have a Pikachu. I said, Mom, where's my... I said, you didn't get a Bulbasaur? And she goes, what's that? I said, it's a little green frog. I said, I need all the starters. Just shakes her head, and I thought, oh, I mean, those were really cool, though. And yeah, I'm not too old to have stuffies or plushies. So I'm very thankful for that. And that was it. Everybody else got various items and stuff, and it was a really relaxing Christmas, despite of what's happened throughout the year. And yeah, I still got to do my whoops, I broke it video. And I may try to see if I can squeeze it out this weekend. And which, unfortunately, that will take the place of a review. And then moving forward to 2025. And I cannot wait to get this miserable year behind me. And so really, here's a gist on more of my notes. What am I planning on doing for 2025 for Lego stuff? Well, obviously reviews, because that's all I'm doing. And in addition, tutorials. You know, last year, well, this year, but by the time you watch this will be last year, I released 51 tutorials, 1 mock, and a truckload of reviews. So that's pretty much what I did. And in 2025, I'm still going to be releasing some tutorials. I don't know if I'm going to do 50 or I'm going to slice it down in half and do the other half strictly for YouTube members. I don't know. Mocks, I'd like to get back into house building. I don't know. I have a restaurant build that I'd like to work on, and the parts should be here hopefully next week. And then probably in 2025 they'll be here. Well, they're already here by the time you're watching this. And yeah, I'm hoping to get those pieces in as quickly as I can, because I'd like to get on wobbly and all that stuff, you know. So that's pretty much my plans. And then once the New Year's is over and all the kiddies are back in school, I gotta go and get a haircut, because my guy is closed until next year. So hardly even a week from now it'll be 2025. And yeah. Well, so far this vehicle is, you know, it's built pretty solid. It's basic, but you know, at least we get a couple of cars. Hopefully the cars are complete in such a way that we could still use these into our city. I'm hoping the whole model is just little self-contained models and that kind of thing here. Hold up. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay. And where was I? Oh yes, talking about something about my models. I'm hoping next year, though, we can really get going on some of the bigger models and stuff. It may not happen. I don't know yet. But this set in general, though, this should have some really good parts. And I should not see scratches in my Lego Bricks Lego. I mean, that's just uncalled for. You know, uncalled for. At least these are scaled for minifigures. It's kind of ugly, but well, we haven't done much of anything yet with this. And then now we got to do the front bumper. Kind of reminds me of those sets where you had to build and you had to swap the parts out. So this might be compatible with those. I don't have those anymore. I've already parted that out. Matter of fact, I'm still devouring up that battle bus. I got rid of the top balloon part. And I got some more containers. So I got to start dividing parts out. And once I divide those out, that's kind of, maybe that's the rear. Okay, so there's two of these here. But my goal is start ripping this stuff apart. Okay, we're doing this here. I thought we were working on the other side here. Is to get everything done quickly and promptly so I can start getting back to tutorials and cool stuff again. So I think this is the rear of the vehicle here. Yeah, I kind of saw on the news today, oh, we know it's the holidays, but everyone needs to eat healthy. And I thought, you're kidding me, right? I'm like 139, 140 pounds. I mean, I can't lose any more weight. Even my doctors have told me I can't lose anymore. I'm gonna be a little glutton and start eating lots of stuff. You know, I thought, come on now, I mean. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die happy. I want to have a full stomach and eat junk food. After a while, eating junk food kind of gets meh, but I'm happy about it. All right. So these two spots are open, and then you just snap this on the back. So this is what they mean by customize your cars. You stick those on there, and then that'll be it. And now we're doing the front bumper and grill. But I'm like to some of these doctors, just leave me alone. Let me just eat whatever I want. It's not like I'm eating radioactive food or anything. You know? And I'm like, oh goodness. Somebody's always got to ruin the holidays. Yeah, so I'm hoping this is going to be a really fun set to put together. We'll see how long the clips go, but I really want to break it up just into two sections today, and just to kind of do the cars and accessories. Well, this one sure got a lot of headlights on it. We're adding more lights. This is something you'd see like on some kind of a off-road truck or something. Yeah. Whoa, where did that go? And yeah. So I'm going to try to keep these as less ranty. I know some of them are getting kind of ranty on them. My apologies. Sometimes I just gotta let it all out. Okay. And this just plugs into here. Am I going to take these apart? Not really. And we have to put a sticker on this here. On that. And that's sticker number 1. So far the stickers are in order. So this is obviously a illegal streetcar, maybe, we don't know. It's not too bad, but we're still missing something. Wheels. Now, I don't have these in the reddish orange, so that's kind of cool to have those. Now we got something a little more sporty here. I can just get more of that color, like a Halloween color. Yeah, I got to bring some firewood in today. You know how many people... They said fires are banned Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. What did I go outside and smell? A lot of fireplaces going off. And I thought, that's not what's causing my asthma. It's allergies. It's the plants and stuff. The fireplaces are not even doing anything to me. But I live in one of those places where everything's pretty much banned at this point. And besides, some of these guys, the environmentalists, they have been trespassing on people's properties to give them tickets. And what does the judge do out here? Overturns it, says you can't trespass on their property. Now, I'm a business. If they come out here after business hours, it's considered trespassing, you know, just have them removed. And that's what we have remaining for bag 1. And yeah, let's take a look here. So that concludes building guide number 1. So basically, she can just chop the bumper off here. And it kind of gives you that feeling that she can move parts and salvage, you know, like a salvage yard. And yeah, I mean, so far out of 5 models, 1 of these can be separated. So now we know at least 2 people can build this set. All right, slide that off to the side because now we are ready for bag 2. Now the windscreen, I wonder how bad that one is. Let's see here. I like that piece. Oh my goodness, Lego. Do we have something black here? Jay, please don't. Please don't do it. Don't ding it down, please. See if I can get that to show up there. Right there, right above my finger. All right, Lego, you want an 8? 8 it is. Here's another one. This one's just got a pit. I wouldn't throw a fit over that one. And yes, I have flat out gauge sets like 2s and 3s just because of scratched parts. Yes, it's going to be for little kids. I know kids are going to throw them around, but when I get the stuff here, yeah. I did have a comment though. Somebody says, well, why doesn't Lego send the ambassadors well-packed sets? I don't want them sending me well-packed sets. I want the parts in the set itself to be well-packed, you know. Everybody should have the same treatment, not just ambassadors. But when I get stuff like this that comes in really bad condition, how bad is your set going to be? That's what I'm looking for here. All right. Because it does sort of contaminate the build experience. Because it doesn't feel like I'm building with a new product. So we're building another car here, and yes, you get silver metallic rims. I can use those. I've been using more of those type of rims than anything else, so I've been kind of hoarding these up. Imagine my pickup truck being in one of these scrap yards, but now my pickup truck is considered a collector's item. Like it's reached that 30-year mark, so now it's considered vintage. I look at it as a 90s style pickup, but when I'm on the road, you don't see a lot of them anymore. I think in my neighborhood, myself and there's 2 other people that still have these little trucks, and that's it. Everything else is big, oversized, and all that stuff. And that takes care of the minifigure. It doesn't look like it comes with any accessories. Okay. And then now, with another vehicle chassis, Lego's been getting carried away with using these, so these might be more of a common item, and I may be inclined to start using these myself. I'm sure you could use these for other things. Be nice if they had studs on the side so you can put panels on and stuff like that. Okay, well here's the instrument cluster, and that's printed. At least they're not so crazy on the stickers like the Friends sets, but I almost got a medium-sized butter container just full of stickered parts I got to remove. Okay. Yeah, so let's see if we can breeze through this car here. Try not to make these installments so long that, let's put it the way that the manual shows it here. But I'm trying to keep these pretty reasonable. I did one that had 9 bags. I broke them in 3, 6, 9, which worked out pretty well. it was more filming. Now, I could have just done each one of these in its own separate build, but trying to find part 1, part 2, part 3 would be kind of annoying. I don't want to just kind of split it all apart. So far, I'm pleased with the build experience. The build quality is real good. It's the packing job that I may end up introducing a new portion of my reviews called quality control, where I just talk about how the set's packed. How was it packed? Was there parts sloppily dropped in the bottom of the box? This one, yes, there was. Were the transparent pieces in their own bags? No, they weren't. That's going to hurt the thing a little bit. You know, I'm not here to fail sets. I want Lego to produce the best product that it possibly can. And that's pretty much what it is. And I got this white hair just dangling in my face again. Is that a sign that I got to get that done pronto? Probably so. Yeah, I'd say the majority of the set is going to be accessories. Am I going to do this in one sitting? I sure could, but you don't want to be here for 3 hours. Maybe I should. But they'll all be in a playlist, though, when I'm done. I've been getting kind of sloppy on playlists. I need to keep them organized. But if I'm only releasing one at a time, you won't see them in a playlist until later. These slopes I can always use in different colors. Red for roofs and gray for rocks. Yeah, I do remember on Christmas Day, though, that, you know, especially when I was at home with my parents, they would get us up early in the morning. We're talking about 6 a.m. and just open up gifts. And that didn't stop even when I had my own place. What happened was they'd call you on the phone. Oh, you ready to come over and open up gifts? Oh, okay, sure. Let me get up and get a coat. And that's what I would do. I would just get my coat and my wallet, and that'd be it. And bring the gifts over. And spend all day at Mom and Dad's house, and that was it. All right, so this instrument cluster just sits on right here. That's kind of hard to see there, huh? That angle is not that good. Okay. I've seen these in a few other sets. But I've been pretty pleased with the city sets in terms of vehicles. The buildings, not so much. Friends sets, I've been really pleased with the buildings. They're not complete, but they're colorful. This, you can see now I'm doing red and black. The color palette on this one, it's hard to say because we're just doing individual models. At least there's a little bit of everything in here. I don't think I've seen green in here yet. I can't remember. Well, if I do that, now I have green. But, yeah, I got to goof off on these. Huh? Oh, I made a mistake. They're not like this. I wasn't paying attention. It was like this. All right. My bad. I am so sorry I messed up. Hey, I'm not like the other dudes, okay, and gals. I will not filter that out if I make a mistake. You will see it. I will not hide that from you ever. Ooh, a 2x3 tan brick. Those are. I have a big shoebox full of 2x3s, and it's overflowing. That's a size that I commonly just don't get a whole lot of, so I may have to upgrade that. I know 1x3 bricks I'm overflowing on. And we got an engine scoop. Too bad it wasn't silver metallic. Okay, I'm looking for the other gray one of these. Ah, too many parts up here. Okay, let's start. Oh, there it is. So let's start sorting by color. Okay, let me go check my video. And I'm back. Okay. Had to check on some stuff. Yeah, even on Christmas Day, I'm still doing reviews, but everybody's asleep right now. Nephew's getting ready for work, so right now everybody's just kind of doing their own thing. And at this point now, Christmas Day, for a young kid, yes, this is probably the magical day, you know. And you get older, it's just kind of like, no, January's worse. You know why? That's when the credit cards and bank statements come in. You're like, ooh, I'm going to have to pay this. Like, ouch. At least we don't have to pay the fees for Santa Claus. He's a nice guy. He just drops them off at the down the chimney. Drops them. He comes in and hand delivers your gifts. Okay, we need a red one over here. Maybe it's a police car. We don't know. We got the engine scoop. Goes right there. It's not bad so far for what it is. Just meant to be a quick vehicle build. That's one of these ones you're going to have to snap on parts. So I have a feeling that I may, I don't know, because we're already at 30 minutes right now on the video, I think. And I don't want to get too carried away with having a bunch of these. I may just come and just do bags one. I don't know what we had. What do we say here? Because 3 is the thing. And honestly, though, it's easier to do smaller installments more and more than just doing one big installment. File sizes are smaller. I can take frequent breaks. And yeah. There we go. Now, if I got this camera any closer, because I was looking at for the viewfinder, I would end up bumping into the camera because I do need some hand space. So now some guys will work on the other side of the counter. I don't have that option right now. Even in my workshop, I do not have, I can't work on the other side of the counter. The other side of the counter is the wall. I do have one that has wheels that I roll around for putting bigger stuff like stereos and televisions on them, and there's a hole in there. Oh, there's not supposed to be a hole in there. Did I forget a piece? Indeed I did. But that's only 3 feet wide, which is probably a foot wider than this. So it is possible I could do that, but you would see a backwards version of what I'm doing. So that's kind of not what I want to do. I'll think on it though. Okay. Yeah, my nephew's car, the alternator's starting to go bad. And I said, you know what? Before we start rolling out the alternator, I said, check that battery real quick. The battery terminals. I said, just disconnect the battery, make sure that the terminals are polished. And the car he had before had like 6 or 7 owners, so that probably is a bad sign, but he wanted it. And I said, well, what we'll do is when you get some time, we'll go out there and we'll polish up the battery terminals. We'll start the car up and we'll see, you know, what the voltage is. I said, if it's reading 14 plus volts when the car is running, then the alternator is charging. And if it's reading battery voltage, which is usually 12.5 or something, if it's reading less than that, 12.5 or less, I said, most likely your alternator is not charging and you are going to have a dead battery because there's no way to charge it up. He said he was driving home, the headlights were getting dim and stuff. I said, yeah, it's maybe that. I said, before you start thinking about it's expensive parts, check your battery terminals, check all the connections. And, you know, my truck did that, but it's 30 years old, and it's at that point now where things are getting loose. I went in there and tightened up all the ground wires for all the electrical, and I noticed even my headlights would flicker. So once I did all that, cleaned all the ground wires, re-stressed everything, sealed it up, I haven't had an issue. So the electrical stuff I can do, so at least I can do that. And I was like, you need to, before you really drive that thing around, because he wants to go visit his grandparents, to do not take that car without having that thing really checked. I said, because that will break down and you are screwed. It means they'll have to bring in another battery just for you to drive it. And it's not like a newer car, an older car. Even mine's at that point where it has the computers in it. I said, once those computers lose power, I said, the engine won't run. I said, how do you think the fuel injection and all that stuff is done? That's the only bad thing about the modern cars, is that they don't... We got to make 2 of these headlights. These are kind of cool. I said, the only thing bad about the new cars is the way that they are, you know, the computer. It's not like an old Ford Model T. You go outside and you crank the little handle in the front and go, and it starts up. You never have to worry about a dead battery on that. They don't even have batteries, except for the headlights. I watched a video where somebody says, will the Ford dealership service my 1920 something, I don't know how old it was, a Ford Model T, and they did. They serviced it and just needed to put oil in it and stuff, and that was it. They were showing kids, like these young mechanics, well, how do we start this thing up? There's no key fob, there's no key. Oh, you have to go outside and you have to hand crank. There's like a certain method. And I thought, oh, even I would get confused. There's our scratched windshield. We'll put that on there. What a waste, too. Ooh, that really is seamless. Look at that. That's really good. Body's kind of plain, but yeah. I mean, I'm by all means not a mechanic or anything, but I know the basic functions of a vehicle and how to get it working. The electrical I can figure out. Rebuilding the computers are not hard. Programming the computers are not hard. That stuff I can do. It's like the ECM in my truck. They say, well, if this thing breaks, you're going to be screwed. No, I'm not, because I have backup parts, new old stock, a new old stock ECM that's already programmed for my my vehicle. So I just transfer the data over to that one and I'm done. The only thing I may have to do is recap it. You know, if it's new old stock, it's 20 plus years old too, 25 years old for the computer before they stop making them. So just put my data in there and just, you know. So that was the thing, though. My nephew would always ask my dad for advice and stuff, and now he's kind of leaning upon me to do that now. So it kind of feels like I'm a dad in a way. Even though if I've been told several times that I'm not his dad, but, you know, still. You're not his dad, you shouldn't worry, and I'm thinking, you know, I should. Alright, this snaps on back here. Be careful, this kind of looks flimsy. I just hold it right here, and then we'll just plug it in. Okay. That should line up there. So we did pretty good so far. Yeah, I haven't royally messed up today. Okay, so far so good. We're getting there. So I'd say these vehicles would be just fine for your city. Even though if we got scratched parts, the set would have been an easy 10, probably a 9.5 at the very least, just due to stickers so far. Build quality seems pretty good. Haven't had anything flake off. So, okay. And then now would be these. I was telling my nephew, I said, well, then you and I this week, and we can kind of, we'll pop the hood, we'll clean those terminals off your battery, and then we'll see. And if it's the alternator, then I said, I'm not really mechanically inclined to take that out and change it. Like, I can diagnose it here, but you know, you can tell. And the best way to do is, you know, all you gotta do is just pull up the specs of the alternator and just ohm it out with an ohm meter. And if you got a very high reading or an infinite reading, then it's got a broken winding, and yeah, that alternator is just sitting in there on your engine, just dragging the engine down. I like those chrome rims. These are really nice. Okay, I got to do the other side now. Yeah, so each car is taking roughly about 20 minutes for me to build. So I may just be inclined to split this up into thirds. Okay, and that's it for bag 2. With that remaining. And so far, I'm pretty pleased with the quality. And of course, it's scaled for figures. And the guy here is ripping the parts off. He's got his hat backwards. Not backwards. You know what he has it as? That's backwards. They have it like this. I mean, look. Try to act all gangsta and stuff like that. Like he's cool. And yeah, so far that's not too bad for what we have. And I'm pretty pleased with the vehicles in this. And that finishes up booklet 2. So far now we know the set can be built by at least 3 people. Alright, now we are going to take and work on bag 3. And my nephew is heading to work in that truck with the bad alternator. Now, right now, I hope I don't have to get up and go rescue him. Oh, a chain link fence piece. You know these fit in those window frames too, and I think I ordered a few of those, but I didn't know these were in silver metallic. That'd be a nice piece for chain link fencing too. Just set them like this, like standing up. Put some post in the middle, just some plain old post. It looks like you have a chain link fence. How I know is you could see the nubs on top. You can put those in those 4x6 frames. So we're going to be doing this right now, which is a lift, I believe. And yeah, all right, let's build it. Haven't done a big build in a while here. I did do one the other day, but it was a set like, I can't remember, it was one where you did the fire truck, submarine, and helicopter remix thing. And you just meant to take it apart and reconfigure and all that stuff. And the build on it wasn't quite that exciting. The builds themselves were pretty good. It was just the way it was broken down. Made it kind of, I don't know, it just, you know, yeah. I should have told my nephew, don't drive that truck until we can get it looked at. You know, you can't tell these kids what to do. Pretty much they don't know how to handle the word no. Well, dude, you drive without an alternator, you're running all that stuff in your car, and the battery's just dying. and you kill your battery, you're not just buying a battery, you're also going to have to buy a new alternator. I'd rather just, I've learned my lessons because my very first truck was just a $400 jobby before I got my new one that I had 3 years. And I remember that thing had so many problems with it, and my dad's like, don't drive it in that condition, it's falling apart. This is a very unsafe car you bought. I'm thinking, yeah, but it got me where I wanted to go. It got me through school and college. Until he had an S, says, I'm buying you a new car, and that's what it is, and I've kept it ever since. And it's like, if you don't take care of this car, I'm not buying you another one. So I took very good care of it. So good care of it, it's here for 30 years. So kids, your parents are nice enough to buy you a car. Take good care of it. A lot of my buddies, well, most of them anyways, their parents would buy them these really nice Chevy Suburbans, Silverados, and they didn't last too long because they just kind of hot rodded in them and just pretty much trashed them. And yeah, it's okay. So, yeah, I don't know how big this one's going to be, so I may have to adjust the camera a few times on this one here. I really don't want to have to do this thing in all one installment. Maybe I should just, for the diehard viewers of this channel that like to listen to me talk and rant and all that stuff. Okay, I can't find any more. So far, what am I seeing? Mostly black parts. And, oh, I did get some comments on the pandas. Some of you said, I don't know how you don't like the set. I think it's cool. And see, that's the thing, though. At the end of the day, Lego views not my comments, but they also view yours. It's not what I say about the set. It's also what you think about it. Okay. And there's just some sets that I just cannot get into, like that Panda Bear, for example. That was not my cup of tea. I still haven't found that other piece here yet. I found this guy. Am I just looking too hard? Is the book hiding it from me? There's just so many parts here. I'm just trying to separate them now. I don't see it anywhere. Oh, it's buried in there. Waiting to get this set done to see here. I think this is going to be a really good, fun, collaborative build. It was just like one of the other sets that I filmed. It wasn't my thing, but it was a good collaborative build for a family to put together. And this one here, if this one stays the way it is now, I have a feeling that this is going to be a big selling point for Lego, is start making these family builds, group projects. That means, a lot of the older sets, here little Johnny, here little Susie, you can build this and that's it. You couldn't participate because only one person can build. And here at least, everybody can build some stuff. Stickers are still pretty subtle. We haven't put any on yet, except for that one car. So that other one didn't have anything on it. I just didn't see them. Yeah, guard dog on duty. You have the Octan logo. Okay. I did read a story that one of you had commented on my YouTube here. It was on one of my other videos that I was talking, and I appreciate your condolences about me losing my dad. But to me, I don't know if, I know you said something, you didn't know your dad would be very hard. My parents were married. My I can still consider them as married, for 53 years. Matter of fact, my dad passed away right before their 53rd wedding anniversary, which is sad. And yeah. So we're building one of these. I don't think they're going to be mirrors. Let me look at the front here. It's hard to say if these are going to be mirrors or not. Do I dare? Because it looks like they are. And let's just see if they are here. We're going to just go for it here. We're going to go for it. We're going to see here. And Jay, you're going to screw up. Well, we'll find out eventually here. And yeah, we'll just do that. But I remember back in grade school, I'd hear my buddy saying, oh yeah, I'm going to go visit my dad for the week. And I'm like, oh cool, you're going on a vacation? No, I'm going to my dad's house. And I would be kind of confused. I'm like, what? You know, I'd never heard of that. And going to my dad's house, my mom and dad, I'm thinking, and part of me thought, oh, they're rich. Mom and dad has separate houses. And it didn't click, you know, when you're a little kid, you don't really know. And one of my friends, his mom was married like 4 times. He's like, man, you're lucky. Your mom and dad were in the same house. I said, I don't know. But I never knew how lucky I was. Okay, this is where things are going to start changing, because we haven't ran across any discrepancies. Now we're going to have to, because these are going to be mirror. Now you don't have to do this, but he says, oh man, you're lucky, you're both your parents are still married. And I never understood that. I'm starting to obtain a bunch of these with the 8 studs on the sides, but I never had to experience it. Maybe I'm thankful I never had. I'm starting to see more of these type that are a little smaller than the regular ones. These brick with arch. My sister is not married, neither than I. we never were married. And now I'm getting old enough where I'm getting set in my ways. You know, I have a girlfriend, but her and I both agree we're not ready yet. I said, we'll probably, and I made it, and even she agrees. I said, we probably will not be ready until after we've long since left this earth. Because her and I are both kind of immature. We're hotheads and stuff like that. Some of you probably have never really seen me get hot-headed before. That's a good thing. All right. Okay, why isn't that lining up? Oh, there we go. Let's set them like that there. But that's basically what I'm doing. I'm just coming in here mirroring this right now. And I said, if we make a mistake, then we learn our lesson. And I'll tell you one thing, though, I would have made a killer dad. Step aside, son. I want to play video games. It's adult time now. I want to play. My wife comes and goes, oh, you should let them play. Why? They're off longer than I am. I have to work. It's time for me to be the big kid. My nephew's real little. He used to have a tree house in the backyard, and he'd come over and we'd play in that thing. We would take the blocks outside. We had some of those big giant mega blocks. Take them outside, and we would play in the tree house. Even in the summertime, we had a little fan out there. At nighttime it was cool. And we would just sit back and play with blocks and stuff because his dad wasn't around. And then Oh, wait a minute. You know what? It's not the black tile that goes up there. It's the flame yellowish orange. Okay, well, I'm going to have to rip the whole thing apart to get to that. My bad. That is my mistake. But that's what I remember most. He was a little kid. Now he's an adult, a young adult. And he's not interested in all that. We used to sit down. We used to watch Pokemon. We used to play the Super Mario Brothers, the classic ones, because he always used to come over. You want to play video games? Come on, let's play video games. I'm like, oh. I'm like, okay. I didn't know I was going to raise a monster like that, but okay. Come on, let's play Super Mario. So we're going to, okay, this one's this one. This one I have a feeling it's going to be mirrored. So, and I knew he didn't, you know, his dad passed away a long time ago, and I thought, well, maybe I'm going to be about as close to a dad. Sometimes I'll get that remark, you're not my dad, I don't have to listen to you. And I'm like, well, yes, I'm not your dad, so just do it. You need to help me out around here. You know, kids grow up so fast because it just feels like yesterday he was just walking, and now it's kind of a shame because, you know, some dads, they don't even care. I know somebody personally who kind of walked out on his kids, and he missed out and he regrets it. And that's a whole nasty story behind that, but I'm like, well, I hate to think there's some in the Lego community that do that just don't let their kids in the Lego room, but sadly there is, you know. This would be a fun little hobby for kids to put together with their dads. Spend and hang out with dad in the Lego room. I would have loved to have that. Okay, we're almost done. We don't have a lot of parts left, do we? We just have a few things left here. And we obviously are doing right because, well, we got these little dome LED cap things. If I can even get that in there. Get in there. Get that in there really good. Now this step here I'm getting kind of crazy on. And then now after this one here goes right here. I think it goes right there. Like that. And obviously this one goes here. Well, it doesn't line up, does it? Okay, after we get done with that, we build the other one, which is the same exact thing, so I was correct. And no, I have not even had a preview of the book, so see? And then we have one more item left, is to stick this on the chain link fence and take sticker number 2. So far the stickers are in order, so we can keep track of them. We got the guard dog with the spiked collar. That's a sticker, sadly, but and then okay, one thing I forgot to do. We have this, but I forgot to put this over here. Whoops, my bad. So this goes here. It has this on the top. I'm not sure what that's for. Maybe it's to test if the car's leaking ignitions or something. We don't know. And then this just sits here like that. So it looks like it's just right next to both sides of the tile, if you can see that. You see it better than I do. And that's what it looks like on the back. And this is what we have remaining here. Now I've already went an hour on the set. And yeah, can't show this because some of these I can't reveal, but they look fun. And I am probably thinking of doing, let's take a look here before we even move on here. Because bags 4 and 5 are just this. Is that really what it is? Because, yeah, it's not even that big of a build. Maybe it might be mostly this. So we're going to continue on. All right. Now I think we're going to go and continue on. Hope I'm not going to regret it. And yeah, well, there we go. Looks like it's just mostly big stuff in this one here. And yeah, I only got a torso. Let's pull that. Uh-oh, how bad are these scratched? Oh, this one came out pretty good. Lego, we trying to hold off at an 8 now? Those should have been packed separately. I may just start giving them Fs until they pack the sets right, but they probably might not send me anymore. Well, here's the door. Usually these get scratched. Oh, goodness gracious. You're kidding me. Let's make sure here that these are not smudges. Always check. It's hard to say. Yeah, this is kind of a scratch. No, wait a minute. I do see some slight scuffs on it. I'm going to go ahead and... Remember that other piece was pitted, and I said if I saw it again, I'm going to drop it. So yeah, I'm going to drop it down to a 7. They should have just put these in their own separate little bag. So anything below an 8 is pretty much considered failing in my book. Okay, we got a printed computer monitor. I can always use those. Oh, we got this gentleman here. We're going to have fun with this guy. Okay. He looks happy because he scratched up all the glass in there. His torso probably did. And he must be the businessman. Well, you'll see here in a second. He's got the long hair. Doesn't look too trustworthy, does he? At least he's not wearing a suit and a tie. Still to this day, I've never wore a suit and tie and never will. That's what makes me honest. Suit and tie is just a wrapper to hide something. There we go. How many people you know with suit and ties that have a graduate's degree? Oh, we also need this too. Okay. So far, build experience is pretty good. Build quality is good. Quality control, not so good. Now, I'm not saying Lego should package everything up in its own individual package. That's just wasteful. But transparent parts should be taken better care of. And they did not do that. I'm going to get some bricks. I heard these come in black too. That's just a rumor that I've heard. So that'd be kind of cool. There's the keyboard for the computer. Yeah, I got me a brand new keyboard for Christmas. I bought it for myself as a Christmas gift to myself. It's a mechanical keyboard with the backlit keys, and I'll tell you, I'll never go back to those old-fashioned non-lit keyboards. I'm not a fan of the loud typing. I like the membrane ones better, but membrane doesn't last as long. And, you know, don't go cheap on your keyboards. And so I actually pretty glad that I bought this. See, I can't get that tile in there. So just take this brick here and just pop it down in there. You know, that works. And then, but yeah, I've been enjoying that, and it's a Logitech, you know. And, you know, to me, it's really nice. And of course, I have a buddy that says, you should have bought this keyboard. I paid $300 for mine. I'm thinking, well, dude, $70 to me is a lot for a keyboard, because usually I use secondhand ones. And you know, I always have a buddy who has to outdo me. I think we all have one of those. So we got water leaking in there. Okay, I could use this for the campground. Nice sand yellow angular plates. Those are good. But I think each part of this set is modular. So it's meant to, like this, you could tell we're going to snap this onto something. So far, everything that we've built is solo. I mean, right now we're up to the 4th builder. And Lego needs to really indicate on the box how many people this set can be built. Obviously, a set can be built by one person. I mean, it's not too exciting, but, you know, really, there's some out there who want to know this. Why do I emphasize that? Because, you know, viewers like you guys and gals say, hey, can this be built by multiple people? It's either yes or no. This one here looks so far as you can. We're not done with it yet, but it looks like you can build this with your friends or your family, and you can have a lot of fun. And what I'm talking about modular is at the very end, you all put your pieces together to make one big model. Okay, I like to see that more. It's like I have some of my viewers that complain about my tutorials, how small they are. Well, my tutorials are small because everybody can build their own version or build their own piece, and you can put it together and have a whole entire like living room setup or something like that. You know, I'm leaning more towards family builds than anything else. Boy, this is kind of just all paneled together. I think, are we kind of cheapening out on something here? Make sure I get the keyboard on right. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting here. Just it's a pretty interesting build in the sense of it's not just a solo build. We got some more of these glass pieces. I never checked those. They're so small, they don't rarely ever get damaged. But I think whoever gets this set, it's, you know, if you're a family putting this together, this is what I'm looking for, because I didn't have that option when I was a kid, is family builds. And I think, to me, a lot of families should include their kids into the, well, kids should include their parents in the builds too, so it should be both ways. Everybody should be able to sit down and just kind of build together and just conversate on, you know, like at the kitchen table. We got an old CRT here. What version of Windows are we running here? Linux, Ubuntu? And they use this as a mouse. You can obviously tell what era this machine is in, so we're probably in the 90s. Put that right there. That's kind of a nice little setup. It's simple, but it works. Yeah, like this guy now, I was telling him my computer monitor is well over 10 years old. And it still works. I'm not going to go out and get another one. Oh, I'm going to buy this real expensive one. And I thought, oh, yeah, I'm not spending thousands of dollars on a computer screen. I'll tell you, if I already have it, because I have a stash of them, I'm not going to just do that. Well, at least we have it like that. Me, as long as it works, that's all I care about. You know, I wasn't born into wealth, so I just kind of scrounge around things, and that's it. But I have an advantage. I build a lot of my stuff from scratch, so I don't have to go out and buy a set. I can just build from my imagination and have fun with it here. And I am looking for a holder, a black one. And then, just to make this more exciting, they want to put a wrench on there. A silver metallic wrench for the handle. We've seen that before on a few of the restaurants and stuff like that, so that's kind of cool. And the door goes here, like this. Ooh, something's out of whack there. Right there. And I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's see here. Where do we leave off? Okay, we just put the door in, so now we got to put the profile bricks. So this was supposed to be something very small. We've already spent like 10 or so minutes on just this alone. And yeah. So that means now we've already been here for about an hour and 10 minutes for this video clip. You know what I forgot to do? Put the water bowl in there. Yeah, the paw print here. Dog's been smashing its food down. But you know what? At least it's pretty. Imagine putting a sticker on that. Yikes. Yeah. There we go. I know there's some out there who watch my videos that never grew up with a father, and some of them just listen to me like I'm their father or something. I don't know. I had one guy many years ago, I told this story before. His dad passed away, and I sounded just like his dad, the same tone, everything. And his dad used to do a lot of the Lego stuff. And I wonder whatever happened to that guy. I don't know if he's still around or not, or kind of broke away from Lego. Oh, Lego, we don't have a 5x8. Wow, what a pity. We're going to have to piece that all together. I'll tell you right now, I may have to back this up a little bit, because now we're getting to that point where it's getting big. Okay. Okay, put that right down in here. All right, so now we got the turntable base that I misplaced. Oh, there it is. Whoops, I found it. So now we're building the crane part now. Still got a hole up in the roof, but I'm not sure. Now these, you know, what do you use these for? You could hide gears and stuff in there if you wanted to. So that's what I don't think I could see what those are used for. Of course, they're wall panels, but wait. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? That's not supposed to go there. The plate goes first, then this. Whoops, my bad. How critical, we don't know, because we might need those little tubes inside those studs. We don't know yet. We have no clue. I don't think we will. I've been wrong a few times on here. Of course, there could be a shaft, because as you can see, there's light through there. So we might have to do something, because we haven't, I don't see any cross axles in here yet, but I mean, this is strong as is, because we have this, and this has also got a hole in here. So what are we doing? We don't know exactly yet, but it does fit on here. You know why? So we can play with it like that. This one doesn't click. All right. Here's another part. I'm starting to get a bunch of these frames. I really don't use them. I may use them in 1 or 2 vehicle builds, but they're kind of cool to have. I just kind of hang on to them, as well as the Technic bricks. Alright, so this goes here. Alright, so it'd be better if we look at it this way, huh? I'm just going to tack this down and just slowly get that to work in there. Oh, this just sits right in there. Okay, that just rotates on that. Ooh, look at that. Okay, when you do this, pinch that in. That's kind of weak, Lego, because this is starting to fall apart. Now I may have to ding it down a little bit for build quality here. So if yours is doing that too, yours is not the only one. All right. All right. Yeah. For those who can't hear me, I'm starting to yawn just a little bit here. Tonight we're going to have leftovers. I thought, well, at least it's not fast food, so I'm fine. Yeah, next year, well, in a few weeks, I got to take my car down and have them check why is the steering still leaking. I bet it's that pump. I know what the problem is. It is leaking, but I have a feeling that it's the pump that's failing. But I'm hoping it's just a hose. I put new fluid in there. It's working beautifully. The steering's easy to turn. But I have just a gut feeling at that pump, and that's going to run me a couple $100. You know, that's the bad thing about having an old car. But it's 30 years old, and it's lasted this long. So that's good news there. Okay, so here's what Lego does with Technic. This is why these are kind of important here. We need to make 2 of these, and the reason we do this is to fortify the joints here. This probably would be fine as is, but they don't want this to split. So what Lego does here is they shove these in here. When you do this, now you have a crisscross interlocking joint. That means this here will never split apart. Just as this, see how this kind of just does this? It kind of wiggles a little bit. It just keeps that clamp down there a bit more. So now it's pretty secured. In addition, you can still play in there. I mean, my hands are a little too big, but we have one that goes on the front here. It's a little different. Yeah, but just let me know if there's any improvements. I'm trying to improve these a bit more. I know some have said, why don't I have 2 camera angles? That requires spending cash on this. And I really don't want to buy another whole camera. I am going to buy I'm going to buy a better camera than this. I have a 4K professional grade. It's overkill for doing these type of videos. I mean, it's just overkill. We don't need to go 4K at 120 frames per second. I mean, who's going to watch YouTube videos in that high frame rate? I don't know. I know I wouldn't. But see how it's kind of dipping down in there. Just pinch that in. That'd be fine. Oh, that's why the water's down there, because now we're going to build a downspout, a rain gutter or eaves trough. Put that there. I like the fact that everything is fixed and locked into place. I also like the fact that this thing is modular too. So I don't know about that. What are we doing here, Lego? Because that doesn't look too... Oh, I see what we're doing. Here's another part I've been obtaining is a lot of these. So I've been kind of hanging on to those. Probably for a light or something that goes on the top there. Yeah, the cloud's trying to cover up the sun. Like, yeah, sun, go away. We already have enough sun for the year. There he goes. It should go right in between there. See how it fits right in that little notch? That's how yours is supposed to be. Yeah. But that's one thing you notice I'm trying to do is illustrate where all parts go. Because, like I said, when I was doing these videos originally... Wait a minute, what? Oh, there's another one that goes up there. It's like, am I doing something wrong? That's the one thing, though, I'm trying to illustrate these videos. When I originally designed these type of build installments, they were just meant for my notes. That was it, and talk about the build. And just ranting, venting, all that stuff. But now everybody wants to see them more. I used to custom these. I don't anymore because families watch these. So this new stuff, you will never hear me use the 4-letter words or 5-letter words. So I kind of just chilled off on that. Yes, I'm a habitual cusser. I cuss like a sailor in real life. I don't cuss at people or anything. I just get like if I make a mistake on something, I'm like, what? And then insert bad words here. There we go. Don't have a lot of these. I think those are 18-degree slopes. I don't have a lot of them. So far we haven't hit any stickers really, just these two. I don't think this one's going to be modular. We'll see here. We haven't gotten that far yet. So I thought this one was going to be a quickie. No, it is not. At all. This kind of reminds me of an old school city set in a way. And that's it for bag 4. This is what we have remaining here, and that's not too bad. Alright, now we're going to finish up with bag 5. Let's see what we got in here. It doesn't look like it's a whole lot of parts. I do see a string. I think that's what this is. I'm hoping we don't have to tie that. I like those ones that you don't have to tie. You can just do whatever. Alright, well, let's open that up. Oh, it's really taped together. I'm going to have to rip that open. Well, I don't see anything. Oh, it's a rubber band. Whew. Okay. I was like, oh, no, don't tell me I'm going to have to tie things. I've never seen these before. We got 2 of them. You can tell that these are hand-powered. Yeah, we'll find out what those do eventually. Okay. So now we're back to here. We can still be built by 4 people. We're not done with this section yet. Make this cone, put that there. So basically you're continuing where you left off, pretty much. I don't think I've seen this piece in that color before, that tile. And my phone is about to die. An Apple. Oh, you only got this minute percentage left, and what does it do? It locks your phone up, and it continues running down your battery. Well, I don't care much for Apple anymore, and I'll just keep my opinions to myself because that will involve colorful language. And then we put the Octan logo on the top of that, which is sticker number 3. So far, all the stickers are in order. They are in order, so that's even better. There we go, just like that. Just set that in here. We got these. These are all duplicates. Maybe we'll get to those. So everything is spaced out pretty easy. It's not like we're just putting stickers on one after another. Let's put it on correctly. Make it match the picture like that. And then now we put some dead looking leaf in there. Probably ragweed. We always see that out in the fields. Alright. Looks like we're building ourselves some kind of a tin roof. Get that in there. And then after I get done with building this, install it, and start checking the camera and make sure I have enough space. Oh, we found the guard dog. Ooh. Is that some kind of like a little terrier or something? Buddy of mine's still waiting for the Lego to bring out an official pug. Not the Friends version, but he wants a regular Lego version. I said, no, maybe one day. I said, Lego's been... That's the wrong color, obviously. Yeah, I said, someday Lego will do it. They've been bringing out all sorts of awesome pieces, so, you know. Okay. There's not a whole lot of parts really left in here. It's not that bad for bag 5. But I wasn't going to leave you guys hanging with just one video. Or, you know, we'll just do 6, 7, and 8 in the last, and then we'll just do the review and setting it up. Because this will have to be put on a turntable. But I'm hoping this set can be built by 5 people. Those are in silver metallic. Cool. I can use those. Yeah, I'm kind of glad Christmas is over now because I can pick up all the lawn stuff. I'll have to wash it, let it dry out for a few days, and then put it into storage. If you ever had those little blow-ups, yeah, those things, it rained so hard on Christmas Eve, they filled it with water. All right. Got a leaf on the top. Maybe that's a plant growing on there. Okay, so it shows it right here how it snaps in place. So here we go. Let's move the dog out of the way here. So you're supposed to set it in there like that. I'm going to just do this real quick. There we go. It's in there. It doesn't open up too far. There we go. Not a fan of that hole there. I guess it's supposed to look like a little shanty shack. We don't know. Oh. Oh, that's printed. That'd be kind of handy for a repair shop. Put that on the top of like a billboard or something. There you go. Right there. Hey, I'm always game for printed stuff like this. Let's make it match the picture. Well, before we do that, we got to put the other pieces on first. So these are kind of clamped over it. Okay, and then we flip it over like a pancake, and then we do this, and do a little bit of that, and then okay. And then I'm sure that's probably an inverted slope. So bag 5 doesn't have a whole lot in it so far. It's just big stuff, which we're just finishing this up here. Okay, I see. So this goes in here like that. And then it hides that messy spot up. So just wiggle that in there. I mean, it's in there as best as it's going to get. And that looks pretty good, doesn't it? It's not a bad idea to attach, fix signs above doors. And then now we are going to start working on the crane. But I got to go check on something. All right, I'm back. Okay, so now we got to do the crane, get this going here. I have a few of these. I don't really ever use them for anything. Maybe one day I will. So each build should take you roughly 10 to 20 minutes. Let's say an average of 15 minutes to put together. You get enough buddies, you could probably put this whole set together in probably 30 minutes. And off the plane you can go. Yeah, I wonder how many people are watching my videos while they're at the airport waiting for their flights. And I just heard the dreaded money, the money monster fire up called the heater. Okay. Okay. I think it goes in the bottom one. Yeah. And then it goes on this here. Oh. We got the yellow ear from the void again. It tells us to listen. You're going to make me listen? Is that what we're going to do? So snap this in here. It's over. The microphone's on the left side, so I'll put it over here and I'll show you here. All right, let's see. You ready? There you go. And let's continue again here. And, okay, making sure. Thought I actually hit the stop button when I did that. And this goes right here. So, I guess it does that, but we're not done yet. Whoa, where are you going there? We got to do it again. So, you ready? Here we go. This is what it sounds like over here now. Ready? There you go. All done. Put that right in there. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Before you do, I just made a mistake here. I almost messed up. I popped that back off. You know why? This, and I don't think it matters which way it goes. This goes on here, then you put this on here. I almost made that. That would have been a big boo-boo there. I bet this just kind of... Does that even rotate? Well, you need to really force that. This is more like a drill. Okay, oh, okay. So this fits all the way down in here like this. So let me put that right in there. And yeah, you're going to have to be very careful sticking that in there. There you go. Now we can rotate that around there. And what I'm going to do is tip the camera up. So you may not see all the build here. I'm going to try to show as best I can. At least I got the one-to-one in the book. I hate doing Technic. If you're not a fan of Technic, you know, don't get discouraged on this one here, but shouldn't be all that bad. Now, just as also as a warning, some people think I claim I'm an expert on these. I'm not. I'm just a hobbyist. So I do this for fun. And after that, this goes in here. So we're going to flip this thing up right here, like that, just a little bit. And then put that in there. With this thing here hanging down here. And then now we got to put all the stickers on this right here. We got to do this twice. It tells us to do it only on one, but I have a feeling we're going to have to do both of these. So we're going to just do these right now. We're just going to get them out of the way. And it's not bad. I got that on there. That's one. I got 3 more left. Because I know after I get done putting this together, I got to do some chores around the house. Too, I want to kind of get out of here and do something that's not sitting. I've already sat too much. I didn't get that on there very straight. It's a construction zone. It doesn't have to look pretty. That's why the stickers have all got dots on them and stuff. There we go. And then one more here. Adios, goodbye. I don't need that anymore. I can put that over on the on the ground. I'll pick that up later. And now whoops, the sticker went on there before I can even get it on there straight. Now, I always ding off half a point for stickers anyways. And no, it's not a skill issue. It should have been printed. Stickers weren't too bad. It's just getting these on there straight. Oh yeah, I could peel them off and put it back on, but I don't want to spend 20 minutes messing with it, to be honest with you. So we just take one of these and you shove this in like that, with the flange there. Okay. And then after that, you do the other one, you put the stickers on this, and then you shove this one in here like this. Okay. Okay. And you put the rubber band around the bottom there. Oh wow, that's a... Oh man, I hope I can get that on there without messing that up here. Let's see here. I'm just going to wiggle it down in there slowly. I mean, all the way down to the bottom there. So I'm just going to kind of just tuck it around. May break before we even get it down there. You know? We don't know yet. Okay, I got a corner in. Let's see if we can do that. Okay, I got part of that. All right. Let's take your hands and... I thought that would have closed a bit better than that. Probably 6 studs in there. And then you take... and you put it onto this right here. This just plugs right on. So there's no strings to mess with, so that's really cool. And, well, this just fell in here. All right, and that's it. And that concludes bag 5 with only one piece remaining. And that's essentially what this is. Summation of Thoughts. So far, the build's pretty good. I wasn't in the mood to build it, but now since I'm here, it's pretty much a really fun build. And everything so far is modular. So everything is separate. Obviously, this connects to something else. I don't think it connects to this. It might. Maybe this connects here. We don't know yet. Let me look here. Does it actually show it in the book? But now we already can confirm that this set can be built by 4 people. And that's pretty cool. So something connects here. Something connects here and something connects here. So I have a feeling all this stuff is going to go together. So in the next installment, we're going to be doing the car crusher. That big thing there. That's going to be fun to put together. And yeah, so far I'm pretty happy with the build. It's not dry and boring. It's pretty interesting. I just think we need to get on and finishing this up. But for me, I'm pretty happy with it. Tell me what you think.